You ever notice how in America lately, asking a government agent to identify themselves is suddenly controversial? Apparently, tyranny is when the guy with the rifle has to wear a name tag. Body cameras are radical, badges are oppression, and warrants, those are more like suggestions. We live in a country where your phone tracks your steps, your watch tracks your sleep, and your toaster is probably one software update away from reporting you for carbohydrate abuse. But asking armed agents of the state who they are? Whoa there, son. Let's not go crazy. Now, I served in the Marines, and even in a combat zone, an actual war with explosions and people actively trying to ruin your day permanently, we had rules. Rules of engagement, reporting requirements, identification standards. We documented when we used force. We knew who gave the order, and if you screwed up, guess what? You didn't get a podcast deal. You got investigated. Because discipline isn't oppression. Discipline is what keeps professionals from turning into armed street gangs with a dress code. This isn't about left or right. This is about one uncomfortable question nobody wants to say out loud. Who gets to use force in America and under what rules? Because these folks believe that force is the real power. Not tweets, not speeches, not press conferences. Force is the power to kick in your door at 2 a.m. The power to put someone in handcuffs, the power to decide in about half a second whether somebody goes home or gets a chalk outline. Force is the most serious power a government has, and some people are out here arguing that the people wielding that power shouldn't have to identify themselves or explain their actions. Libertarians have this deeply uncool idea called the non-aggression principle. It basically says don't initiate force. That's it, that's the rule. But it's so simple that it makes many people uncomfortable. And if you're going to make one exception, if you're going to let the government use force, then that force better be limited, justified, and accountable. And if you believe that, even a little, then agents authorized to use force should be held to the highest standards, not the lowest. Look, if soldiers in a war zone have to follow rules of engagement, if we have to identify ourselves, if we have to answer for what we did, then federal agents operating in American cities can handle a name tag and a body cam. This isn't Call of Duty cosplay edition. And if someone tells you that that's unreasonable, don't ask what they're afraid of. Ask instead why they're so comfortable with unaccountable power. One final point. The difference between a free society and a police state isn't the uniforms, isn't the flags, isn't the slogans. It's whether the people with the guns answer to the law or become the law. Because the only people who don't like accountability are the ones planning to need the lack of it.